Why do I need friends, huh? All they do is complain about and chastise my life choices. And should I put up with it? No, I'm my own man, and I can treat myself to some Fire Emblem things if I want. My money, my decisions. Am I right, or am I right? Yeah, you're right. Fuck those guys. Hey, bar guy, can my friend here get some Jack Daniels?
God, you really fell off, huh?
Y'all wanted more Fire Emblem, so y'all are getting more Fire Emblem. First and foremost, pillows. My dumb ass somehow forgot to add these 3 house pillows and blankets into the first video. It was in my notes. I swear to God it was in some version of the script, but I still somehow forgot about it. So yeah, my fixation with the pillows in the animated sections wasn't just weird, it was weird with a purpose. They were created by the Japanese company Empty. Shouldn't be too surprising since they worked with Fire Emblem before to make these little keychains for Awakening and Fates. They got history, you know? It was nothing mind-blowing. Empty just made some pillows and blankets with designs based off Byleth and the 3 Houses Lords. Similar to the groupie stuff, none of these really reflect the characters at all outside of showing what houses they're aligned to, but I think that was for the best. If I had a pillow with an anime character on it, I feel like that comes with some explaining I gotta do when someone sees it. Okay, look, I know this looks weird, but I can explain. Unlike most pillows that come from this sort of thing, I'd feel comfortable having this out on like a couch or something. I think keeping it simple like that made it more socially acceptable, I guess. I don't know, I just like the style. It looks professional. It also has the character's name embroidered onto them, which I think is a pretty cool detail. Lets us know which characters they are while keeping up that professional look, you know? What I think is funny though is that for all the promotional images and listings, they differentiate the female and male Byleth as if Byleth's stuff looks any different between the two. Like they are the exact same. I don't know why they even bothered with it outside of like completion's sake. You know what else Japan likes? Drama CDs. They're relatively popular over there as they're easy and cheap ways to publish more stories about different series. Think of it as a podcast or audiobook. Well, Intelligent Systems have released various drama CDs based off different games throughout the series. While some games get more than others, Fate's 3 Houses, the Cypher card game, Radiant Dawn, and Blazing Blade all got audio dramas. Really cool to see that they aren't just focusing on one game in particular. Wait, Cypher? Like the card game? Yeah, that one's way more interesting than the others. How the heck do you make an audio drama out of cardboard? Well, I'm sure most of you know about the Cypher card game, but did you know there were actually Cypher exclusive characters? Actually, you probably did. You all are just as big of a nerd as I am. Anyway, this audio CD is actually conversations between the first 4 Cypher original characters, Yuzu, Emma, Shade, and Randall. Those of you with all the Echoes DLC, these are the guys that are in the Cypher Legends DLC. It's not so much of a drama, they really just talk about the Cypher card game and the different strategies they have based off what their cards do in the game. It's a pretty fun idea, I like it. However, call me a fake YouTuber, but I didn't really divulge in the world of Fire Emblem themed audio dramas for this video. I watched a few different clips on the ones made for 3 Houses, Cypher, and Echoes. From what I've seen though, it has some pretty cool characterization and a ton of interactions between characters. If that sounds like your kind of thing, I've either made a playlist or linked a bunch of really cool translated videos of the dramas down below. Check them out if you want. Moving on, I mentioned them before, but there are these fan books about Leo and Takumi. They were released sometime in 2018, and Fates came out in like 2015. So the fact that its characters are so popular to be making these kind of products so long after the game came out and everything Fates really did is kind of amazing to me. What's pretty cool about these is that Intelligent Systems encouraged fans to create fan art and answer questions to include in the book. I've linked a Tumblr post by Namigama who made an awesome translation of both Leo's and Takumi's books if that sounds like the thing you'd be interested in. Check it out if you want. Speaking of Fates, don't you love its title screen? My favorite part is this thing right in the middle. No, behind that thing. Yeah, this thing. It was the one girl's necklace. What was her name? Was it Blue Hair? Blue Hair, that's right. Her name was Blue Hair. Turns out for a limited time at the Fire Emblem 25th anniversary concert, you were able to buy a copy of Azura's pendant. These things were in super low quantities though. Only about 1,000 of these things were specifically made for the concert. You were able to buy whatever stock was left online for a short period of time, but even then these things were really hard to get. Even now, trying to find one online is hard. I can only find a handful of listings of the real deal. That being said, it does look like a pretty good recreation of what's actually in the game. Along with the necklace, Intelligent Systems also made this thing that they sold at the 25th anniversary concert called the 100 Songs of Heroes. This probably takes some explaining, but it's a box with a set of Utagaruta cards and an audio CD. For those of you like me who's never even heard of Utagaruta cards before, from what I understand, it's a traditional card game played in Japan. It comes with 100 Yomifuda, or reading cards, and 100 Torifuda, or grabbing cards. It's kind of like a matching game in the sense that one player grabs a Yomifuda card, which has a specific figure or phrase on it, and the other player has to look through the deck of Torifuda cards to find the one person that corresponds to the Yomifuda card. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that explanation too much. It would be cool if the Yomifuda and Torifuda cards were adjusted to have Fire Emblem quotes and that sort of thing on them. Like, for example, you had to match like a Marth Yomifuda card to a Marth Torifuda card. However, Utagaruta might be one of those games which needs to have the same quotes and figures on it. The same way that when people release versions of tarot cards, they all have the same arcana, or how playing cards all have the same suits. Anyway, replacing the artwork that's on each card are Fire Emblem characters with art from a lot of the different artists who worked on the game, and some other different artists. Some of the cards reuse art from other sources, mainly the Awakening DLCs from what I can tell, which is kinda interesting, I guess. I wish I could show more, but finding art for these cards was surprisingly hard. Maybe I missed an archive of all these cards somewhere, but I couldn't find many while researching. If anyone knows a place where they're all archived, please let me know. I'm kinda interested to know what they all look like. What I was able to find, though, looks pretty cool, but it's nothing mind-blowing if I had to be honest. The audio CD it comes with too is pretty neat. It's a recording of Anna reading all of the cards off to you. They actually got Anna's regular voice actor to play her too, which is kinda cool. Moving on to Heroes, for Fire Emblem Heroes 5th anniversary, IS released this 5th anniversary box containing a lot of cool goodies. Some stuff you'd expect, like a soundtrack and some art prints of all the book title screen arts, and this one made specifically for the box which looks pretty nice. There's also some sort of out there stuff in it too. Like there's this binder which has 19 pages of stickers with all the field sprites from all the heroes in the game. What's really cool is that on top of including all the alts for all the characters in the game, they also went out of their way to include all the resplendent arts for the heroes too. It only goes up to the heroes released from March 2022, so anything past that wasn't included. There's also this little Fae plush which doubled as a phone stand. What's neat about it is that you could take the wings off and use them as glass wipes for your phone. Finally, I just want to shout out just how much Fire Emblem stuff there is. Like, I only talked about the stuff I thought was interesting, but there are a lot more shit they sell. It's your generic video game merchandise, you know, shirts, buttons, figures, posters, etc. But there's just so much of it, you know? It's kinda cool to look at. And tape. There's a surprising amount of Fire Emblem tape. Which only makes me wonder why I want tape with Byleth's face on it so bad. Whatever, man, I'll just go buy another 5th anniversary box. That'll make me feel better.
Come on, man. Those guys sound like they suck. Don't let it drag you down. Hey, man. Are you gonna finish the rest of that drink?
Let's get out of here. There's some weird-ass people around us.